Alright, I'm not really gonna screw around with a, I was gonna say I'm not gonna screw around with a starting screen, but I didn't actually default to it correctly because I'm a big dummy. I am going to switch this preview thing over to the break message so that it is ready for later. And I've also got one on this thing, and I'm going to pop this out of studio mode so I can be like, look at this break message. And I'll just, no, that's the browser. Break message. Break message. And then, yeah, the browser should be the Elite Dangerous browser. I'm probably going to use this a reasonable amount. That's the screen capture. Okay. No, quit grabbing the wrong thing. Make that a little bigger. There. You can hide that. Okay. And then we can go ahead and jump into this game thing. So there's a community goal thing going on in Elite Dangerous right now, and I have this idea. So I want to hit. There's two of them actually, and I can bring that up and go over the mission screen real quick. And I don't know if the game audio is super quiet or not. I should probably test that. I've got 50 or 60% of a new setup right now, so I'm not really sure on a lot of my settings. But there's two of these community goals. They're both mostly hauling stuff to stations, this station and that station. And in my browser window there, not on that, but on this, that's one of the things that we need for one of the stations. And then this is sort of my idea to get there, which is pick up a bunch of stuff. I'm using my real big ship, and it's got a real big 752 inventory. So I already picked up some agronomic treatment, and we're going to haul that over to LHS 547. And then we're going to drop it off and pick up some beryllium, and then we're gonna drop that beryllium off and pick up agronomic treatment again, and then we're gonna drop off the agronomic treatment and grab what we're actually going to need for the community goal, because this site here, this 8829, is that's sort of the closest to. There we go. Popped it out of the game. Is sort of the closest to the community goal site. So. I already made about 100,000 credits from my home station to where I'm at, so, I'm looking to make 9.8 million credits. It's not bad. It's not like mining profit. But, it's better than getting nothing for the trip, right? That's sort of the goal, I guess. So, seems like, really just made it sit there for a second. I had a hotkey set up to turn this browser window on and off, and so I'm going to look it up real quick. Control, Alt, F5. Let's see if this works. Control, Alt, F5. Yep, that does work. So let's see. Did I already pull out a route? I did. I spent so long setting up all of my stuff, I couldn't really remember what I had done already. But I'm going to go ahead and get going. Oh, my phone wants me to know that my mobile dashboard is available. Oh. I just got news that Ruth Bader Ginsburg died. Of course, my friends are not being kind to what is presumably going to happen. Not, unexpected. I'm not going to think about that right now. I'm just gonna play this game. Do chill stuff. Let's get away from this station so that I'm not mass locked. Here we go. Friendship drive charging. It's a friendship drive. It wants to be your friend. Didn't even look how many... Well, I can't check it here. Kind of want to see how many hops this is. 2 more hops. Unfortunately, with a basically full cargo load, my jump range is not super great. Uh-oh. There we go. Let's see if I can get out of here before they interdict me. Keep charging. Yeah, I'm ready to engage. Come on. This damn thing. Okay, I'll play your minigame, but when it... Throttle up to engage. Grrr. You're not interdicting me. That's sort of the downside of doing any kind of shipping, is that they do come after you, try to interdict you, take your stuff. Even NPC pirates. Like, I'm playing on like a private group that doesn't really have any player PvP or anything, because going into this community thing, that would be a nightmare. I don't want to deal with that. But there are still NPCs. Oh, we're interdiction. I was really hoping it would break me out and I could just do this highway out, but unfortunately that did not line up. Fortunately, most of the NPCs are so bad at interdicting that even in this space manatee, which is what I call my ship, pretty sure it's listed somewhere. Oh yeah, there's my current jump range. It's only about 30. Yeah, the space manatee. My Type 9 heavy. Even in that, I am still maneuverable enough to be able to evade interdictions if I really try. Okay, this is my target system. Get that scan off. And where am I landing? Not there. Probably Con Terminal. Let's unfilter some of this. I don't care about landfall planets and moons. I don't care about settlements. I'm only landing on stations. This is the only one big enough to hold me, so that is probably where I'm going. I'm going to go ahead and put this on autopilot while we pull back this up. Oops. So, yeah, it looks like Con Terminal. I'm here to drop off this beryllium for agronomic treatment, pick up beryllium. So that is what I will do when we get in here. And then we will head to the courier system for Brooks Terminal. I'm going to go ahead and hit that. Copy that to my my clipboard. Get back in the game here. Need to rearrange some of my windows actually while we're doing this too. Need to put the stream manager up on my third monitor. Yes, I have 3. And then put OBS like next to it. And then I can have my second monitor for that browser. I can kind of tile in OBS and the stream manager on the third so that I can kind of see what's going on there. There we go. I think that'll do. I am going to manually throttle, and we are going to go real fast until we don't need to anymore because this is taking too long. Usually once that countdown gets to like 9 or 10 seconds, we can throttle back to 3/4. We'll do it there. Let that take back over. Throttle down, it says. It thinks I'm coming close to some other body, because I think I am. But I don't actually care about that one. I actually just want to pass it. I don't know if that switch was real loud. I tried to... There's the manual mute switch, and I was gonna cough, so... I wanted to make sure I wasn't, like, coughing in everyone's ear. I don't know if that really mattered or not. I'm like auto-scanning some of these planets like it matters. Yeah, this system is annoyingly dense. Part of that's just the plane I entered on, but, you know, like I had to pass, I think, this star and that star to get in here, and I think one of these outer planets was also in the way. And that's just aggravating. But it should drop me off here any second. There it is. Oh, this has arms. I don't know if I've ever seen that. I knew that it could happen because I've seen them in screenshots. But I don't know if I've ever actually seen it. And I am running shieldless, so I'm also running with an autopilot for docking because even with the autopilot for docking, it tends to scrape the hull on the entrance envelope slot. So, you know, I would do much worse because I am bad, particularly with giant ships with zero maneuverability to speak of. And there it goes. I can kind of hear the docking music, I think, but it's supposed to be muted. I turned it off because I was getting really tired of it. Because it's always the same song, like over and over. I'm actually a little impressed it didn't scrape me along the envelope again. Yeah, go ahead and refuel me. I don't have a fuel scoop on this either. Feels a little dangerous to not have a fuel scoop. I usually do when I'm doing anything like even remotely long range. Oh, 6.3 million profit. Nice. And then what I kind of want to do is go back over into this thing, and then plug in where I'm at now, or where am I now? Yeah, I'm in LHS. But I'm in the terminal. Just find trade route again, since it just updates my. Actually, I'm not. I'm at con terminal. I'm at con terminal in... Let's see this. Why don't you give me keyboard control sometimes? That is so annoying. What system is this? There. LHS 547. Yeah, I got that wrong. We are in... Oh, okay, no, that one's right. We want to go to 8827. We are in LHS 547 at con terminal. All the rest of this should be fine. But I want to update it and just make sure that now that it's got, very recent data, that I'm picking up the right thing. And as we can see, now it says gold is the better thing to be picking up. And taking that to Skolong. Unfortunately, it also makes the path longer. It's a little annoying. Oh, it's because it didn't have the target system. What was my target system? That's on this one. HR 8829. There. Okay, now it's only 3 jumps. That's good. And I'm still taking it to Turrier. So, let's go ahead and buy gold.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
Auto route. 2 Turrier, the game kind of froze. By kind of froze, I mean like really froze. There it goes. Oh, I still have the window up. There we go. Auto route to Turrier. It's over there. This is gonna be 3 more jumps. Go ahead and launch.
Uncoupling sequence complete. You may leave when ready.
not really pointing myself towards the target right now because I just want to get distance from the station so that it won't be mass locking me. There we go. Then I can go ahead and start charging this while I come about. To the ISIS system. Go ahead and scan while we circle around this star. Again, I do not actually have a fuel scoop, so there's no real need to skim it particularly close or anything.
Frameshift drive charging.
And we'll just do the same thing again here. Honk the system. Oh, it's a big one too. While we skirt around here. Kind of want to see what exactly makes this system so big. Oh, it's got a lot of these gas giants with a lot of got a lot of stations too. Look at that. Like 4 small stations and 3 big ones.
Frameshift drive charging.
Busy place. Alright, now we're in the Courier system, and I think Brook Station is probably our destination, because again, it's the only one big enough to hold this ship. Looking over at my other screen, yes, it is in fact Brook's terminal that we are heading to. We will just keep it at max velocity until this drops down to about there. And then engage that autopilot so that it'll just jerk us right out of Super Cruise when we get where we're going. But that we get into the sort of the deceleration phase of this as fast as we can. Fortunately, this station is pretty close to its star. Looks like it's on the near side of this planet. Usually the envelope faces towards whatever body it's orbiting, which means we're going to have to go around the station. So I'm not going to bother like looping around it or anything in Super Cruise to get in next to it. All nice and neat. And a lot of people do that kind of thing. And I might if there was anticipating any sort of, you know, problem, or if I was trying to smuggle something in or whatever, but I'm just space trucking. I don't care. We're just gonna get in close enough and then engage the autopilot and then start looking at what we're doing next. Yeah, you can see it's kind of circling around the axis more or less perpendicular to the direction I'm looking at it, so I need to be on the far side of that to really get that in, but we can go ahead and request docking.
Permission granted. Set down on landing pad 204.
I'm going to do one more burst before I hand it over to the autopilot to kind of just get kind of in range-ish. We can see the the billboards there coming off of it. I'm gonna hand it over to the autopilot.
Use of automated docking computer permitted. You are clear to hand over control.
Now we are here to drop off our cargo hold full of gold and pick up agronomic treatments for delivery to Ashbrook Dock in HR 8829, and from there we will pick up whatever is needed from the community goal. It's one of the closest hubs that has stuff that's useful for the community goal to the target of one of the community goals. My goal is to kind of do like 4 or 5 round trips between those two locations once we're over there to kind of get some status on the board for the community goal. I'm not really going to be too obsessive about it, but I want to put in a little bit on it, and then I'm going to truck over to the next community goal, and I'm going to pretty much do the same thing. Is kind of my thinking, and that'll be that. And then I'll honestly probably switch over to Final Fantasy XIV, where
Landing gear deployed.
why am I spinning? Oh, it's like aligning with my, I guess it was upside down oriented from, how we came in. But then I'll probably switch over to Final Fantasy XIV, though that's hours from now at this point. But I'm trying to finish the Shadowbringer storyline. I'm like almost level 79. So I've only got sort of a handful of things left to do before I actually get into the real endgame. Okay, commodities, sell the thing that I have for 1.5 profit. Not like a ton, but we are making money. And then what are we here for? Agronomic treatments, those are on the top. Just go ahead and load up on that. This might not actually net too much of a profit.
Maximum capacity.
I'm looking at the data on Ashbrook Station is 14 days out of date. That is quite a bit of time in terms of market changes. So, maybe not that much. But let's go ahead and get a route to it. We're at Turir. We're headed towards HR 8829. And we should be able to kind of zoom out here. I think that is the community goal we're nearest to. Oh no, it's this one. But we're kind of equidistant, to be honest, at this point. I don't know. But we're going to go ahead and hop over to that, because that's what we bought this for already. While it's doing that, we can go ahead and switch over to this. So, yeah, the Naga Sairu system is the one that has this community goal at Tinghui Station. And so I asked it, like, what do you need? And I think do I have a, I do. Here we go. Steel Castle, Starport. Yeah, they want bauxite, gallite, and rutile. So, actually, we can just make sure. We want bauxite. We want gallite. And we want rutile. So, let's limit trading to that. Like, gallite, it already kind of picked out, but go ahead and find us routes. And yeah, I've got the hop distance set real high. So I think that's like enough for pretty much 2 hops, is the thought on that. It's 2 hops unladen, so it's actually more like 4 hops with. This is 30. Is that about 30? Once we... Oh yeah, this is just... This is next door.
Drive charging.
This is 30. Let's pull this down to like 60, because that's going to limit this to 2 jumps. There we go. So, like a little less profit, but it will have the advantage of being, I think, probably just 2 jumps, maybe 3, and we could pull it down a little bit. Say if we pull this down to like 50, I think we could more or less guarantee 3. And honestly, the price difference there is small enough that I'm okay with doing that. I'm going to go ahead and look back over here. We're in this system. Looks like we're going to get interdicted. Yep. Let's just play the game, because it's like a big slow thing. And I'm already in the system I want to go to, so... Just have to be careful about not falling into the exclusion zone for this damn star. Like this.
Warning. Temperature
So that was a problem. That was a thing that I didn't really want to happen. So now you can see in the bottom right-hand corner, I've got to wait on my frame shift dive to finish cooling down. On the other hand, I think that avoided the interdiction, so... You know, there's that. Did some damage to my ship, but ultimately pretty minor. Kind of 1% module damage across the board and 1% hull damage. Not really a big deal when it comes down to it. We've already made enough money during this thing to more than pay for that. Even considering fuel costs, which are very minimal.
frame shift drive charging. 4, 3, 2.
Yes, it's very hot, because we're next to a freaking star. Yeah, I know. It's very, very hot. Because we're next to a star. And you hate that. But we're getting away from the star, and that will make us cool down. There we go, see? No problem. Now we're very cool. It hates it. The heat. Probably maybe even took a little more module damage for that. I can't remember if you start taking module damage at 100% or if it has to get up to 120. But Ashbrook Dock is really far from its star too, which is another thing I didn't really look at, but probably should have in terms of shipping. Because, you know, if you're trying to make a lot of round trips, generally you don't want something that's too far away from the star in terms of light seconds from its entry point. It seems like there's a setting, there it is, on the site. I can pull that up real quick while we're coming in. This distance setting here will make it so that when it does this route finding, it'll make sure not to find any station who's more than whatever you set it to. 700 is actually kind of on the high side for this. I might actually set it for like 500, which is a little closer. 400 is usually what I do for shipping, but yeah, and then it found this one that's 300 or so. And it's, you know, it's within my 50 light year desired sort of range. Well, looking back at the thing, we're coming in on that. And we will pull the throttle back now. Engage Super Cruise Assist, and coast the rest of the way. While it's doing that, we can go back to this. So, yeah, I think that's probably better. And it looks like, given this 17-minute figure, that's probably a system that a lot of people are hitting for this community event. You know, 17 minutes, 5 hours, like, those are being pretty commonly hit. Oh, and that one, yeah, because that's like 36. That's super close. That's probably what people are hitting at, and that's technically even closer. So yeah, let's cut this down again. Let's cut that down to like 200. And then, yeah, it finds this like 53. Like that's it's in there nice and close. It'll make a marginally higher profit. I have over 2 billion credits, so you know this extra 24,000 per trip is not a big deal to me. But we'll see if Rice Orbital over in HIP 92-342 ends up being annoying to get to for whatever reason, then we'll try Slayton Station over in Yasisma. And if both of those are super annoying, we will try Kelly Station over in Nizamnite. All three of which are within striking distance of their stars real close in, and are within like 100,000 credits per round trip. Which is, you know, well within any kind of, you know, consideration for trading when each round trip is going to be worth 6 million, and ultimately credits are not even the goal of this whole event.
The Empire cordially welcomes you. Please complete landing procedures within your allocated time slot.
But given that, and the fact that I want to pick up Galite over there, another thing to consider is that I don't need to pick up Galite here. Because I'm actually reasonably kind of far from where I'm going
Approval granted.
by comparison.
For approach to landing pad 40.
Oops.
Use of automated docking computer permitted. You are clear to hand over control.
So let's copy Rice Orbital. And where am I at? I am at HR 8829 at Ashbrook Dock. But now I'm going to head over to this place. So can I make any reasonable money going over there? Yeah. What if we just make this a single hop?
Landing gear deployed.
Like I want to go here to Rice. I am at, what was it? HR 8820 something, 29 at Ashbrook Dock. Is there anything I can take over there? Oh, I could take Galite for a pittance.
Landing complete. You may alight when ready.
Yeah,
Flight
I think I
operations
might be done with this phase.
and production.
I'm just gonna sell what I've got and then go. It's not worth the extra hops to me to make 90,000. So we're gonna sell this stuff that I lost. Oh well. And just go. We want to go to this place. We're going to go on an empty tank. It's a little closer. I'm hoping that I can just be like, bam, 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 like 2 hops, get back and forth from there to Nargasaru. I think this station is probably 3. Actually, we can look at that. Nargasaru. Well, I've got an empty cargo hold, so that's part of it. But it's 2 hops with an empty cargo hold, so it'd probably be at least 3 with stuff in it. So we're gonna go to this place, which is like a little closer to it. And yeah, it's just 2 hops here anyway. So we're gonna auto launch back out. I'm gonna give up on making any further profit on the way in there because it's just not worth it to me. You can see I've got 2,120,000. It's like, you know, even the 6 million per trip that I'm looking at making for the community goals, kind of, like I don't really care too much. See if there's any other additional like information on the tier rewards or anything in here. It doesn't look like there is. I mean, you know, everybody will get kind of like a 275k, but I mean, even if I were to make the top one at 10 million, like, you know, I can make that mining or something. I'm really more interested in just qualifying so that I get the global awards, whatever those happen to be. This is actually the first set of community goals to come up since I started playing this game, so, you know, I'm just sort of interested to see what they are, even.
Frameshift drive charging.
What time is it? It's already 7:30 almost. Yeah. Hell, I've been streaming for 40 minutes. I haven't even gotten where I'm really going for this. Let's go ahead and just scoot around this thing. And we're out of heat range. There we go. So Rice Orbital should be 53 light seconds from our entry point. That'll make it a relatively quick trip over to there, and then pick up a hold full of Galite and ship it over to Nagasairu. Those should be reasonably quick round trips. It's looking like, you know, 2 jumps, kinda. Orbital. Put that on Super Cruise Assist. Yep, 50.8 from our entry point there. So, you know, we're more or less already right on top of it. In space terms. Certainly in terms of a lot of the, stations and stuff in this game, usually they're, you know, a couple hundred light seconds out. But there is still a little bit of a trip, and that's just sort of part of the grind of a game, really. That's why it's just, it's mostly space trucking. Or at least a lot of activity in the bubble is, unless you're actually directly engaging in combat. But already within a light second. It should switch over to megameters here in a second. Nope. It's over the limb of the planet, which is kind of annoying. That might disqualify Rice Orbital, but we'll have to see what angle we hit it from when we're coming in from Nagasairu. Because that can change sort of the angle of attack in coming into this place, so we will see. But if on the return trip it's like this again, then we'll try out one of these other stations that is less annoying to get in and out of. Or if Rice Orbital has a reasonably fast rotational period. I say reasonably fast, really almost unreasonably fast rotation period. That could also change things. I'm gonna kind of get in here before I hand it over to the computer for docking. Kind of lining it up. It's gonna like dock and like weave and stuff, because I don't know why it always does this, even when you're mostly lined up. It's just part of its algorithm for aligning. I can still hear the docking music. Audio. Optimize music volume. It's not muted, but the docking computer music should be off. I mean, I can let you hear it, because it's very 2001: A Space Odyssey. But I keep hearing little bursts of it, when it's supposed to be off. Go ahead and refuel. Starport services. Commodities. Okay, so now we want to buy a hold full of gallite. Although we should probably come over here, double check, find routes. Okay, gallite's still the best thing to do. So we're gonna go ahead and follow through on that.
At maximum capacity.
So full hold of gallite, and we are headed to Nagasairu. Yep, should just be one hop over. That is fine with me. I'm going to sell when we get there, I think, my cartographic data. But that's all we really need here. Kind of readjusting my mic and stuff there. I'm not sure if it's blasting people or not.
Landing restraints lifted. Exit the station quickly and safely.
Kind of curious if I'm starting to run into anybody, but I haven't yet. I'm on the Movius PvE only server. And while I do run into people here, it is less frequent than an open. But, you know, more frequent than solo, so it doesn't feel totally empty. That said, since this is a community event, I'm kind of expecting to run into quite a few people.
Frameshift drive charging.
But, we'll see, I guess. Don't hit it. There we go. Okay.
System scan complete.
Well, that's the only thing here. I'm not gonna honk it.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two,
Alright, we can finally see what's going on at this community event target. It's only been 51 minutes since I started, and we're finally actually getting where we're going. To be fair, to do a lot of dicking around on the way in. Okay, where am I going? Tinghui Station. Let's take a quick look at the system. Look at all them fleet carriers! Wow, everybody's here. They were just lining up. I bet a lot of them are trying to sell commodities at some sort of absurd markup. But, I ain't buying. I'm going to loop out just a little bit. Change my orientation with regard to the station on the way in. Just a little bit, but yeah, we should be coming in on it a little more directly. Kind of give the autopilot a little bit of an easier time lining up the shot to get into the station. Don't see any hollow squares yet, which would be other players. Hollow squares on the radar there is what I mean. And none of these are players, so... What about here in range? No?
Phaeton, Victor, Foxtrot Zulu. It's good to see you, Commander. Please enjoy your stay at this facility.
But it is annoyingly full and open.
Access granted. Please head directly for Bay 2-4.
But here in Mobius PvE, it is pretty okay. I guess Mobius PvE America? Because I think they've got several servers set up.
You are approved for automated docking.
You hear that docking music kick back in? It does the auto rotation in a way that I never could as a player, even if I were using a joystick, which I'm not.
Scan detected.
See if that knocks me around on the envelope entrance. Nope, I managed to clear it. Okay, but pad 24 is above us, so we're going to have to execute a full and very slow roll, and maybe collide with that Type 7 over there.
Landing gear deployed.
Nope, we're going to miss him. Okay, now let's see what we have to do to turn this stuff in. If it's like a... Is it like a mission thing? Go ahead and refill.
Docking complete. Ground crew dispatched. It's good to have you with us,
Let's
Commander.
check under the mission board first. One was here, okay. And can I... By delivering to the system, okay. Do I just sell it then? I guess I just sell it? To be safe, let's sell just some of it. Wow, they want it really bad. Sell it. Mission board. Here, there. Okay, yeah, that moved me from here to here. How much have I done? I've done 1. I'm in the top 100%. Go me. Okay, so in that case, I can go ahead and we can go to the commodities market and just sell. Not that, because we don't have any of that. This. I kind of wish there was a way to limit what you were selling to just like what you actually have. Is that just the faction going, yes, we love you? So I haven't run into any players. Universal Cartographics, let's go ahead and sell all of that. Not a lot, just a little. And then, no, not the well, actually, take a look at the mission board. Is there any, Mole. Ofan, Surround Trap, Nagliap. None of those, okay. So, it doesn't look like there's gonna be any there. I'm gonna turn this around. Doesn't look like there's anything that I can buy here that they want to buy back in Rice Orbital. So I'm just going to do the research again. Yep, so looking for Galite here, but I guess that'll make our trip back somewhat faster. I don't think we can do it in one jump, but because it's a little too far for that. Yep, it's kind of. I don't know. What if I can find this to one jump? It's instead of, I guess what I'm getting at is, instead of having to set to 50, let's set this to, like, technically it's 43.96, but let's just set it to 43. Actually, let's set it to 40. And sort of see what it comes up with. Okay, 5.8, like that's, you know, that's a loss of basically 500,000 credits per trip, but it's so much closer that I'm not sure if I'm going to care. Zhao is one jump unladen. Probably still 37.5. I think that's still 2. With a full load. But, you know, we'll see. Oluwafemi Terminal is our destination now.
Detachment complete. Maintain correct lane on exit.
I'm just a little, you know, curious to see what it is, what it's like fully loaded. Oh, just the one ship in front of us in the queue, I guess. A ship that is also not a player. No players in system.
Scan detected. Frameshift drive charging.
Frameship drive turn. And so, I guess the advantage of Oluwafemi Terminal in the Zhao system is also that it's only 13 light seconds from its entry point.
4, 3, 2.
And so we'll see if that, you know, makes any difference either. Because again, not really in this for making a lot of money, or really even to qualify very high on this, like, community goal, leaderboard kind of thing. Really just want to put a little progress in, be registered as participating, sort of see what 2 or 3 trips gets me in terms of that board, because, that's easy and quick. And, if it looks like it doesn't really make too much of a difference, then, screw it, we'll go over to the next one, put in like 1 or 2 trips, and call it good. Like, where did that put me? Yeah, see, just for having a Type 9, I'm in the top 75, so... Or at least being willing to haul my Type 9 out here. So, I think this goes on for like a week or something too, so, it's not going to be over anytime particularly soon. Did it say exactly when the date was on that? Oh, it's got 5 days left on it. Yeah. 5 days, 12 hours left. So, I'm going to fall behind if I don't keep doing this, which I'm probably not, because I just renewed my Final Fantasy XIV subscription, and so I'm kind of wanting to play that. But again, first community goal since I started playing this in like January or February, and I was like, well, hell, I want to do that. Kind of came in on the backside of this thing. I'm gonna go ahead and hand it over to the autopilot since I'm on the side of the door for the most part. I'm going to have to do a very painful yaw. Or pitch. Actually, this is not a yaw. The Type 9, though, not very maneuverable. Kind of like a giant brick. You immediately notice the difference when you switch from it to literally any other ship. Because flying a Type 9 feels like flying through clay. It is very much the semi-tractor trailer of space in this game. We're on pad 10 over there, so no more painful 180-degree rolling just to dock.
Landing gear deployed.
Okay, gas up. Starport services.
Landing successful. Ship secured.
I am here to buy Galite. Still, yes, Galite. Why do I... Why aren't you moving over? Did I not sell it all in the last system? This has been happening since I started playing this again. Like, I'm not sure why it's not letting me switch between submenus, like, immediately when I switch to things. I'm gonna switch out into my browser and back in and see if that helps. Not really. There. Oh, they don't have any. They don't have it. Oh, ho, 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 ho. The supply was so low. The supply on my screen said it was really high, but it actually wasn't. Oh. So let's go over to here. I can hold 752, but let's assume that a bunch of other people are doing this too, and let's just jack that up to 10 times. Well, not 10 times. Let's say supply needs to be at least 4,500 for us to care. Okay, so they've got a lot. But no one else in it, they do not have enough to fill my hold. Wow. I really should have looked at that. But it's been so long since I did a serious amount of training in this game that there's just no way I would have thought to even check. So we're gonna have to do 2 hops over to here to pick up the rest of what I need. Although actually, what we're probably is a better. Oh no, not that. I really do just want that to stay here. Yeah, you stay like that. You open a new tab. There we go. And so what I'm actually going to do is I want to know sort of the nearest place to get. I want to buy. Oh, okay. How do I set this up? I'm here. Oh, it's because I'm in a weird. I'm here in the Jiao system. Jiao. But actually, this is a commodities issue. And I'm looking for Gallite. Not gallium, it's mineral gallite. I'm looking for Gallite near the Jiao system with a large landing pad, and I want to buy Gallite. I do not want to include fleet fires or landing, and they need to have at least 500, but really more. Okay, so Hadfield Orbital over there in the Alino system is actually probably our best bet. They're real close by. We just want one quick hop. I keep forgetting to switch off the browser. I guess I could kind of moderate the size of this window again, but it might make it real hard to read on the screen. I could do something like that, where it's like just right in sort of the middle of that square, but I don't know if that's big enough to read at that point. Probably not. Could kind of make it a little bigger and do it like this. Maybe something like that. You can still see if I am doing something on the other side. I don't really know what the best way to put a browser window in the middle of the screen is. Yeah, thinking about it, I think this will be, like, I'll hit Alino and then back to the community gold place, and then that'll probably be my last trip for this goal, and then I'll switch over to the other one, and we'll do, like, maybe 2 trips for it, too, and then call that good, because, you know, I'm not really interested in getting the extra money, I just want to be registered for the goal, is kind of my only interest in it, and I'm sure, like, you know, there are some people who will probably pretty obsessively put some time into that, and over the course of 5 days they are going to wildly outstrip any sort of progress I could make on it. So, yeah, like, I don't want to make that investment for just 10 million credits. I could just go mining if I really wanted money. And I don't really need money for anything right now, so it's kind of like, why bother? Oops, oops, oops. Line it up. We're going real fast. We're going real fast. That planet will slow us down a little bit. Fortunately, with Super Cruise Assist, even if you're going real fast, it'll usually jerk you out.
Lakon Victor Foxtrot Zulu. The Imperial Flight Operations Bureau is honored by your presence, Commander.
Of course you're honored by my presence. I'm a duke. Why your military had the asinine idea of using nobility titles as ranks is beyond me, but,
We have engaged
you know, that's on you folks. Okay, where are we going? We're going back to Nagasairu after we pick up the rest of our Galite. And show that, I guess, back to Nagasairu. I don't know if that's, like... Again, I don't really know if that's readable. I guess I could full screen my reader. But I don't think that anybody's really reading this, like... Well, I mean, I guess people could be. I don't really know.
Scan detected.
Everybody watches Twitch in different ways, so... I guess if it is full screen, maybe you can read that, but I can just, oh, no, drag that. It keeps trying to lock onto my chat box. There we go. Can, maybe center it a little bit. I think that's reasonably central. We're kind of landing now, so we'll kind of dismiss that for the moment. I feel like a lot of Elite Dangerous, at least the way I tend to play, is, you know, spending time in browsers while flying around and kind of trying to waste some time while waiting to get somewhere. Oh, not mission board. Yeah, such a dummy. No, nobody cares about this commodities market. Show me your Galite. Show me your Galite. I need to buy it. There.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
You're damn right it is. Nagasairu. 2 hops there. Did I just see... Oh yeah, I was like, Will Rogers? Willie Rogers. Captain Willie Rogers. Well, so I live in Oklahoma, and here, Will Rogers is sort of a big deal. Our airport is named after him. Like, every school, every district in the state has a school named after him. Like, it's just, he's a real popular guy. But that was Willie Rogers and not Will Rogers, not the same guy. Get me out the door. Just go. Go. Not gonna hit it. Alright, punch it. I'm just gonna fly directly away and not bother reorienting until we are not mass locked. Not mass locked, start charging it. Use our boost to maneuver. No, it wore off, but that's okay, we're already there. I am aligned. Sometimes it means actually just build more speed and not like a line trajectory, even though there is technically a separate message for that. I don't know why it does that, but it is aggravating. Back in Nagasairu. Oh no, this is a
System scan complete.
intermediary way stop. I forgot. Still have to make a short hop over into Nagasairu.
Frame shift drive charging.
There we go. Now we're back in Nagasairu. We're going to this station. Oh right, it's only like 6 light seconds. Very close. I'll do that kind of thing again where I kind of try to loop around and like maybe come in towards the frontish of it. I don't want to pass it. I kind of veer to the right a little bit. I think we're mostly kind of lined up. Maybe even overshot that a little, but I find that while this is an okay representation of how I will be oriented, it's not always very exact. Like, see, that's kind of up and to the right.
Lakon, Victor, Foxtrot Zulu. Thank you for choosing our station, Commander. We hope you find everything to your liking. Access authorized. Please head directly for Bay 02.
Give this one more boost. And then kill the throttle for auto dock.
You are approved for automated docking.
Why are we doing a half loop? I don't know. It's the algorithm. Get the docking music. Very quiet.
Scan detected.
They can scan me all they want, they can't get it now. And I'm not hauling. Oh,
Integrity compromised.
there it goes. Like it's, sometimes it'll just scrape you on the inside when you're in a Type 9. So far it's, I think probably about 50-50 for whether or not it's just going to, like, rip my hull up
Landing gear deployed.
on auto dock. But, frankly, that's better than I get when I try to do it on my own, because I can never figure out where I'm going with the Type 9. a lot of it is above, like there's a lot of ship up from here. So I'm often too high. But that was only 1,500 credits of repair. Not a big deal.
Contact ground crew dispatched. Station services are at your disposal.
Go with commodities, sell this in... Yeah, like... Sell it all. 5.8 million profit. Not bad. Let's take a look at the mission board. I say not bad. It's also not great, but, you know. Yeah, and so, like, that kept me in the top 75. So, really, what I'm seeing is that, you know, over the course of... Oh, yeah, here we go. Global progress. So, global progress, there have been 10 million tons delivered. I've done 1,500. So, you know, I'll get this 275,000 credits, but really, what I'm after is this plus global rewards thing, whatever that ends up being. Maybe like a whole decal or something. I don't really know. But let's take a look at this. They want building fabricators, power generators, thermal cooling units to Blau Wow hub in the Tenche system. So let's go over to this. We are looking at the Tenche system in Blau Wow hub. But not these commodities. Don't want those. We want building fabricators. We want power generators, and we want thermal cooling units. Bit okay on that. Let's try it with otherwise these same kind of parameters. And we do find that there's a couple places relatively nearby. This one, not as big of a money maker as delivering Cali this place is. But again, I don't really care too much about the money. How far is this place from here? 79 light years. Not that far. Okay, well, in the interest of, just kind of seeing what comes up, if I say I want to go to the Abhijitaka system, and I am in the, what was it, Nagasairu system? And I take out the implicit commodities. Is there anything that they want that I have? Yes, but for 60,000 profit, which that is not worth the extra, like, 2 jumps that would take to me. So, we will not do 2 jumps. 2 extra jumps. We'll just do the 2 jumps that it takes to get there. And then, you know, kind of deliver stuff. So, you know, empty cargo hold. 2 jumps over to Abhijitaka. Where we will pick up building fabricators at Love Ring, which I'm sure is not a double entendre at all. And certainly the residents do not get made fun of all the time, and do not make their own in-jokes about. Because that would be immature, and this is the future.
Frameshift charge detected.
Where people are definitely 100% more mature than people are now. They are classy men and women that do not reach for every juvenile joke they could possibly make. But, you know, they live on Love Ring, so I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Frameshift drive charging.
Actually, they don't live on the love ring, they live in the love ring, which I think is an important distinction.
Ready to engage.
And I'm ready too. Why aren't you? There we go. Because the throttle wasn't high enough. Yeah, don't hit it. There we go. Yep, just around it. Let's just skirt it. There we go.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two,
Oh, sorry, I'm playing around with some of the settings on the thing to see if there's anything particular. Like if there's anything that would make that a more profitable route rather than a much less profitable one. There we go. Lock on to the love ring. Building fabricators, power generators, chemical units. Building fabricators, power generators, thermal cooling units, and routes. Yeah, like, I lift the restrictions a little bit, and, you know, it went up like a little bit. You know, like up to 1,000 light seconds, and I guess if I, like, what if we max out even the hop distance? Yeah, like there's just, you know, they want building fabricators more than they want anything else, and kind of at that point, nothing else is really, really even going to compare. But they're expensive enough, and they're not paying enough that the profit margin is just a lot slimmer than it is for, you know, a mineral commodity like Gallite. That doesn't look like a ring at all. I mean, it looks like, you know, it does look like something else. It is not a love ring, I will say that. Oh, sorry. I had the thing up. Doesn't look like a love ring. Does look like something else. I'm not, you know, I'm not here to tell you what that is. I am just...
Access granted. Set down on landing pad 40.
I'm just making an observation.
For automated approach, Commander.
So, get in here, again, pick up. What are we even here for? I was so busy making juvenile jokes that I've actually forgotten. We're here for building fabricators. And pick up building fabricators, and we're going to take them to Blau Hub. I keep saying it like that because it is literally spelled B-L-A-A-U-W. Blau. I don't know how else to say that. Blau? Is A-A a long A? Rail Hub. The Tinche system, not the Tinchi system. Which would perhaps be a slightly more familiar name to some of you. What am I doing? I am buying commodities. I am buying... building fabricators. Okay, that building fabricators is pretty cheap.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
I guess they're just not paying very much for them. Let's go ahead and drop off this. It's not really that much, but, you know, what the hell. We're more than 40 light years away, so, you know, at least we can sell it.
Ship release. Restrict speed until clearance.
Still have not come into proximity of any other players. Kind of was under the impression Mobius PvE was a little more busy than this, but it's not obviously a lot more busy than that. Oh, I should plot a course. We're going to Inche. Is that way. Man, see, like, we're really close to this star. It's like very near in. Should be... there it is.
Frameshift drive charging.
We are going to Wow Hub. Oh man, this place is... okay, we're only going to make this one trip because it's 43,000 light seconds. Like, screw that. People are definitely doing this one way less than the other one because it is way the hell out there. Like, we're gonna start this and then do something else. Like, take a look at the system map. So, still a lot of fleet carriers. I mean, this is where we enter in the A star, always. So, you know, there's a lot of fleet carriers that are just defaulting here in the orbit of the first planet there. Got some planets that are orbiting between A and B, or orbiting the very center of A and B anyway. A bunch more fleet carriers there, probably because both of these are at their limit. I think the limit's like 16 or something. And then we got some planets orbiting C. Got 2 planets orbiting CD, which is a little weird. And then got a bunch orbiting D, which is where we're going. A little bitty L-class warp. I don't know why there's so much interest in it. Is it just these planets? Just all high metal content? But yeah, like, I hate that they automatically put fleet carriers out on this because they screw up the map and God, I hate it. I do not have a fleet carrier or really care to get one, and they're shitting the place up as far as I'm concerned. But we're going to keep this at full throttle for a while because, as you can see, 40,000 light seconds is quite a ways. I guess we could go over to the browser. There's my my Inara profile. You can see sort of my portrait and stuff. I'm a little tempted to. Well, I don't think I have Reddit long game on this. We can go into Hollow Me real quick. See, like I spent a little bit of my my arcs there on getting myself a nice little suit. Got the cheap glasses and put those on. The lighting here is very poor. That makes it look washed out. What is it? The Codex? Yeah, there's a picture. You're still minimum 2 minutes out. That's actually probably more like 4 or 5. That is definitely why people are not doing this one as much. This trip is extended. Yeah. It's not the Hutton Orbital extension, though, which is a fight I still have not done myself. At some point, I kind of want to just have the mug, metaphorically or literally speaking, but I haven't really gotten around to it. Line that up a little better. Coming in close enough to mass of those stars now that the speed's already decreasing. I hope that guy that just looped in behind me is not, in fact, a pirate, because that would be really annoying. Way out here in the middle of nowhere. Bring that up again. Should have put on some of that, like, lo-fi streaming music or something. I don't know if that, like, gets you in trouble or whatever. I guess you probably have to make sure that they are from sites that will let you use their music and stuff. But I don't really want to look into that kind of thing at this point. That's just to use only the in-game sounds and music. And not have to worry about all that. Get closer. Laua. Hub. $30 seconds. Again, once it hits, typically around 9 or 10 is usually when I pull it. I know a lot of people are a little more, aggressive about that. They'll pull it at 6 or 7, sometimes even as low as a very fast 5. But, I prefer not to overshoot if I can easily avoid it. Instead of being particularly foolhardy. Here we go. 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. Let's go ahead and cut it. 8, 7 should get me in the 6 to 7 range. Unless some mass source interferes, like that planet that we're passing. We're gonna full throttle again until we get past its mass channel. 10, 9, there we go, 8, 7, 7, 6. Cruise back in, and shouldn't be too long now. Yeah, this is definitely the only run this one we're gonna do, because screw this, frankly. Honestly, I'll probably only stream to get back to my home station, and then I'll probably kill it and maybe go make dinner. Kind of a short stream, but then again, I'm not on a schedule anymore, so I don't really care. But dinner's going to take me about an hour to make, usually. And that means if I can get started on it at 8:30 or so, I can eat it by 9:30, and then maybe play Final Fantasy XIV for an hour or two before I go to sleep. Well, it's Friday, so maybe a little more. I can actually stay up a little later. Hooray. Yeah, it's about time. Your station's way the hell out here. Kind of inconvenient.
Request approved. Set down on landing pad 09. Automated docking approved. You may now hand over control.
Yeah, at some point I think I need to go through and kind of finish off the engineers. Because I never did max out her, and I never really did anything for him. And I need to unlock Professor Halen, which is going to be annoying because I need to get the sense of fragments. He's in Colonia. Those combat bonds, so I'm going to need to do some fighting. Probably do, well, not Thargoids, because Thargoids won't give combat bonds, they give bounties, I think. Also, they're only 10,000 a pop for scouts, and that's just not enough. We're at shield pattern analysis. That probably won't be so bad, that's just me scanning and stuff. Oh, right, I need to give him more tea.
Hull integrity compromised.
Quit scraping the bank. She's the same. Also, future fragments, and then these others I still haven't unlocked. I'm getting reasonably close to competent in the combat ranking. Dangerous is a lot further off, though.
Landing gear deployed.
I think he's the only other one that is nearby. I want to say this. No, Brandon guy is also Colonia. Yeah, access to Colonia Council.
Landing successful. Dispatching ground crew.
Yeah, probably easier to attain a higher rank on this one because it is so far out here, because very few people by comparison will be doing it, but like, who cares? It's like part of it, like, it's such a long, boring trip. That's this one. Like, one delivery, but yeah, and it pays less. So, like, where's the incentivization? Like, it's not even, like, half as many people have done this as the other one. In terms of just, tons collected. Like, this one, like, the other one was up to tier 3, I think, already, is well on its way to tier 4. This one only at tier 2. At the rate it's going, like it might hit tier 5, assuming these are equidistant apart. Assuming constant progress. Yeah, because like that one's going to hit tier 4 probably in the next day or two at this rate. Like, assuming, you know, it doesn't drop down in terms of how many people are participating, but, you know, at the same time, it's like, what? You know, what? Like, why? There's no huge incentive to get all the way out here. Yeah, this big old thing is going to take me 3 jumps just to get home. I say that like it's a really long way, but it's, you know, ultimately really not.
Landing gear retracted.
I was actually kind of expecting those community goals to be a little further towards the sort of edges of the bubble than they were. I'm not really that interested in doing the evacuation stuff. Now, supposedly those evacuation things are really great if you're looking to build rank, like Federation and Imperial rank, and especially if you're looking to, you know, unlock the Federal Corvette or the Imperial, what was it, cruiser and carrier? Not carrier. It's a C name for ship. Cutter? Clipper? One of those. If you're looking to unlock it, the highest ranked one, which requires Duke and Rear Admiral, which is why I stopped at those 2 ranks. Supposedly those are pretty good ways of doing that. They build rank and reputation and stuff fairly quickly. I'm not interested in topping the rank off for either of those in particular, so I'm not really bothering. The ranks that I'm at now are the last ones that unlock anything, so... You know, for my personal narrative or something, that might matter, but I don't care. Ultimately. Oh, that's a player! Bye, player. That was a player, though. He had a clear box. Yeah, there were 2. There were 2 players that I encountered in the last 15-ish minutes. They're gone now. Oh well. I did run into players though. Even on this private server. That's you know, that's important. It matters to me.
Frameshift drive charging.
Alright. Yeah, reputation looks like it falls over time though, because those were a lot higher when I was actually ranking those up, and I've never really paid attention to them again, but now that I look at them, they're a lot lower than they used to be. So I guess you have to kind of maintain those if you really want them. I don't really know what they accomplish for you necessarily. I guess they might unlock... No, they don't unlock missions, because that's factional reputation. I don't know. Got a lot of permits out of ranking up, though. There's that. Not that I've really ever used more than 2 of them, I think. Maybe 3. Yeah, Sirius and Sol and Akinar. Akinar? Alioth. No, Akinar, yeah. Actually, I've used that Alioth one too, I think. In the Founders world, I guess, but... I know a lot of people make their base out of Shinra Desra, but I don't. Because there's like a lot of people there, and I don't really want to like have to fight them to get through the envelope. And the mailbox thing. Mail slot. That. I make my home in the comma system. You know why? Because it's very easy to type. So when I do a lot of route plotting, it's just easier to have a system name that's short. Also, this system has a big discount on ships, and it has quite a few ships available, and it has quite a few modules available. And so I actually did kind of hunt it down. There were several I was considering, and this is sort of where I landed. My requirements were pretty much that it had to be a Li Yong-Rui system, because he gets those discounts, the big discounts. Li Yong-Rui. He gets the big discounts, and you know, I wanted it to have a good range of ships and modules available. And I needed the station to be within 500 light seconds of its star. And this is kind of what I ended up with. I want to get out of this Type 9 though. Holy god, it's terrible. Pulling it around is bad enough that I definitely don't think I want to do any more on the community goals. Like, I've participated now, and I think that, you know, registering that participation is enough for me. Oh, why am I doing that? I don't need to scan the system.
Lakon, Victor, Foxtrot 0. The Federation welcomes you. Follow station protocols and enjoy your visit, Commander.
I've scanned the system hundreds of times.
Authorized. Proceed to landing pad 17.
Out of habit,
Clear for automated approach vectoring.
not out of necessity. There's zero necessity to scanning the system. Oh, while I'm thinking of it, we're going to go in here to the options and turn the talking computer music back off. But again, I can kind of hear it breaking through muting every now and then. It's usually only for like one note. Like I hear that high note, like it's kind of high. It feels like it doesn't actually turn it off. It just very much quiets it or something. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really hearing it now. Maybe that's just a ship sound or something. Just this
Landing gear deployed.
Yeah, I don't think I've shown it, but you know, this is the Type 9 from the outside. It's huge. And it's like freaking all cargo. But see, like, here's the cockpit, and so, you know, when I say that there's like a lot of ship above the cockpit, like, you know, it's sort of this part of it, and that makes it, for me, a little hard to get out of the mail slot, because, you know, mail slots are thin. And basically this is designed a little bit like a Panamax container ship or something. Like, it's pretty much as tall as you can make it and have like a little clearance to get in and out. I don't remember there being like a door down here. I guess that doesn't not make sense then. Unfortunately, they've sort of said that when Space Legs come out with Odyssey, they're not going to be able to walk around the insides of the ships, which is a bit of a shame, because with real big ships like this, you know, it'd be interesting. Come out this, like, door on the back with its, like, tiny balcony. Why does it even have that? That is weird now that I look at it. Like, why does it have a balcony thing? I don't know. Strange. It's the space manatee. so named because it both moves and feels like a manatee. Let's go ahead and refuel it, get back in here, go to starport services. Let's switch to the shipyard, storage ships. Got a Corvette, got a Cutter, got a Python, and that is what we are going to switch to because it is my favorite ship. It's a lot of people's favorite ship because it is one of the all-around best ships. It can kind of do everything well. There's the Python. I call mine the Pangolin, because Pangolin's one of the best animals. But, you know, it's not really overly remarkable or anything from the outside. It's kind of big, wedge shape. But for a medium-class ship, it's got the biggest possible hold for cargo runs. It can kind of hold the most passengers, except maybe against one of the passenger ships, but it can hold a whole lot of economy, which is kind of what makes the most money anyway. It's a good medium-sized mining ship. Like, you can, you know, so it's got pretty good hard points. It's got 2 large and 3 mediums, so it's a reasonably good combat ship. You know, pretty good shields. Like, you know, it can kind of do everything well, even if it's not the best at any of them in particular. Like, I think, other than maybe for trading, I don't think there's not another ship that doesn't outdo it in basically every category. But if you want, like, a really good all-rounder, Python is kind of the way to go in the medium-class ship category, which is an important ship class because it is, you know, the kind of biggest ship you can fit on the smaller stations. Big stations you can always fit them on, but you can only park large ships in these large stations. You can't park them on the smaller ones. So there's an important distinction between medium and large ships in particular. But I think I'm gonna pretty much call this there. Take one last look at this community goal thing. I've contributed. So 3,000 people have contributed to that one. It was only about 2,000 for the other one, so about a third more people and twice as much tonnage have been contributed to this. This goal. I only contributed 1,500. That put me on the top 75, but I am very sure that that is going to slide down over the course of the week. That I do not really participate in this any further. It's kind of the same thing here, same deal. You know, I basically just contributed one hold worth, and then I'm not going back. Like, that's super far out there. And a lot of people, you know, looking at this, it's a little over 2,000 instead of a little under 3,000. So, like, a lot of players are like, you know, no, I'm not doing that either. But I guess a couple of the ones who have been doing this have been going back and forth a lot because it's still got about half as much in terms of global progress. But yeah, I think I'm going to hang it up there. Call that good. So, you know, good effort, everyone. That puts me in basically right at the 2-hour mark for the stream. And I feel comfortable with that. So, you know, have fun. Be good. Wash your hands. Wear a mask. See you later.